이렇게 패배를 하면서 좀 우리 팀이 또 다시 한번 성장을 한 느낌도 들고 하지만 좀 아직까지 그렇게 막 만족스러운 실력은 아니지만 계속 연습하면은 충분히 이제 더 잘해질 거라고 생각하고요. 그리고
Welcome back to the 2014 League of Legends World Championship. Samsung Blue responded in force during the last matchup, tying things up 1-1. And as you heard in that little video there, they definitely weren't happy with their strength. They might be after that previous performance. Doublelift, you were talking about Hart in Game 2. Talk to me about him going into Game 3 now.
Yeah, for me, he's kind of the emotional pillar. He's kind of that older brother figure I had heard from multiple people that on Samsung Blue, because they're all kind of young, except for Dade. He went 2-11-3 in Game 1, and he had the mental fortitude to bounce back after feeding super hard. Game 2 died 0 times, 1-0-20. I mean, this guy is really, really good.
What I like the most is that he keeps making plays to try and come back into the game. All of the plays that he almost died for in Game 1 were virtually 1-for-1s or pretty close to 1v1s, and they only were that much different because Cloud9 was that far ahead. You saw Game 2, once he's actually equal, as Freaks pointed out on Gold Parity, those plays turn into 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills. He leaves his lane, goes top, goes mid. He doesn't care where he goes. He influences the map almost in a way Mala does, just Mala light, let's call him that.
And Freak.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of players who are have to come back here, High 1-10-1 last game. I think C9 feel like they have to get ahead in the first 15 minutes. They're trying to make individual plays. If they work, they're fine, but High's obviously backfired in Game 2.
Yeah, really not working for him. The players are ready for Game 3. Let's see how High handles himself as we move on to the Rift. We're going to throw things over to D-Man and the Casters to get Match 3 underway.
Thank you very much. Quick shots. So, Game 3. Where do we go, ladies and gentlemen? We've seen the poke comp. That didn't work. And then Samsung Blue revert back to the tried and tested method, which is basically get Def going, get Dade going, and destroy.
Yeah, let's talk about what they learned in the first 2 games. As you said, the poke comp, they're not going to do that anymore. The second game, Blue just completely baited Cloud9 in both of their solo lane picks. Baited Cloud9 into first picking the mid lane. Zed is picked for the split pushing. Then they pick TF to smash split pushing. Then they pick up Maokai for team fighting. Rumble counterpick to smash him for team fighting. So blow for blow, Blue constantly counterpicking Cloud9 on the red side there, which we thought Blue side was going to be a really big issue in this matchup. But turns out red side has been the winners both times.
Well, we're going to find out if that trend can continue because Cloud9 will now move back over onto the red side in this one. Where are they going to go? How are the bans going to change? Lucian banned again by Samsung Blue. That was a ban in game number 2 after Sneaky went crazy on it in game number 1. Alistair continues to be banned here by Blue. On the other side, it's not that much different. Yasuo taken away. There is a Zed ban this time, and it comes from Cloud9.
That's been their strategy against Dade, is cover up both of those 2 champions. Those are the 2 that they do focus on when playing against him. Last time it was banning 1, picking 1, and the first time around it was having both banned out as well.
Let's see whether the Zillion gets through. I got a feeling Cloud9 won't ban it this time. Samsung Blue are considering it. Maokai, of course, also on the cards. It's a Thresh ban.
Lemon has not played Thresh.
Yeah. That makes no sense.
They've been highly prioritizing Thresh this whole time, so they may have a little hole in the research that they've done on Lemon Nation.
Well, Zillion was banned out here by Cloud9.
But the same thing for Cloud9. They've got a little hole here too.
Boom, there we go. That's going to get locked in straight away. That's the one that snuck through the pick and bans. It does, of course, mean that Kha'Zix is available for Meteos, but at least in lock-in the first time we're going to see it, and Spirit very happy. You can see the big grin on his face for that one.
Yeah, and why not? I mean, it's been pushed out of the way so many times here. We'll see if that's going to come back to on Cloud9. They're not getting rid of that Lee Sin for a 3rd game in a row. Leaves a lot of options open to them here, though. For example, Rise, which Balls did very well with in game number 1. Will he want to pick that up this early on, considering the fact that Acorn not really played a whole lot of Rise in the past? Will they think about supports now with Thresh gone? Is Morgana that much of a priority? I think it still would be the way that Lemon Nation's been playing it.
He's also a really big fan of Janna right now too. So it really does depend on the rest of their team comp that they're trying to go with this time. Taking a long time to lock him in. There it is. Okay, so they do go for it again. I do really like to switch for high, actually, mostly for this Cloud9 lock-in, making him have a little bit of a safer champion. So he doesn't dive in and go for those super risky plays. Now, that being said, last time we saw him on Syndra, he was flashing forward for long-range Syndra stuns. So he still tries to make plays on this Syndra. It's just, it's not 100% commitment. So we'll see if he's able to stay with a bit more of an even keel this time around.
Well, of course, Rumble is still on the table, as is Rise. We'll see whether there's a top lane pick, whether they fancy the AD carry support route at the moment. I'm pretty certain it's not going to be Nasus and Teemo. We're waiting to see what they change to. Of course, Maokai came through last time. Balls had that. Didn't work out so well for him. And Corki, a big favorite of Defs in the group stage, had incredible KDA on it, honestly, 76.9 overall, 22-10 on Corki if he locks this one in just 2 games. That is crazy, but it could be. No! For a minute, I thought N-Rated was going to be redeemed and Soda was going to get locked in, but it's Braum once again.
So here's the thing. Blue, they're going to answer this sort of long-range defensive first 2 round picks of Cloud9 with hard engage for themselves. So they lock in a ridiculous front line for Blue here with very, very hard engage. Because when you're already looking at Syndra and Janna, there's a possibility to go extremely highly range damage with this team and play that sort of kite around composition that Shield really made popular. But Blue lock in that answer, so they've already got this really beastly front line that if gets going, it's really hard to stop, especially for those mid-game team fights.
So for Cloud9 then, taking their time once again. Will they take the AD carry here for Sneaky to go along with Lemon Nation's Janna? No, they won't. It's going to be the top lane and jungle. Rumble for Balls and Kha'Zix for Meteos.
So Rumble, this time it's Ball's turn to see if he can deliver. And of course, we do know that maybe he's going to push towards the mid-game. Maybe Cloud9 can get that early start like they did in Game 1 over Samsung Blue. Of course, AD carry is still on the cards for Sneaky. We'll see which way he falls. Of course, we're waiting to see which way Samsung Blue are going to fall. And you talked about that big tanky front line. Not too sure about a Jace going in there. It's a case of who do you want as AD carry? Deft, Fancy, Vayne? Would be the first time this tournament we see him play it.
They need a high damage champion. They have a lot of tank, but they really need Def to carry the DPS. As we've said so many times, he is half of the DPS for this team, especially towards that late game.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Offering here, yeah. Not exactly decided here, but as we tick down, we are going to see Corki and a very last-second switch to Jade. I had a feeling that was going to happen, which is why I was dragging out my sentence as long as possible. It was a last-second switch to the Jace here for Dade up against High's Syndra, a rematch of Game 1, actually.
Yeah, and it didn't work out for them that well the first time around. High was fine in the matchup 1v1, and then Dade didn't get to add a whole lot to the team fights either. This time around, though, it's a bit of poke, but they don't have a lot of extra poke to go with it. I mean, it's Corki and Jace firing missiles and shock blasts pretty much all day, but Cloud9 have a lot of range damage here. They locked in the Rumble after that Janna plus Syndra combo, so if Syndra lands one of those line stuns, then Rumble could just lay the full ultimate right down on top of it too. It means that Cloud9 have very good team fighting in jungle pathways.
Big grin on Sneaky's face. What's he going to lock in for the AD carry? Will it be the Tristana? Whoa, Graves! First time in this tournament we've seen it. Did obviously come out throughout the summer in the LCS.
Talking about burst line damage here. If they fight in a corridor, that's a lot of ultimate damage they can throw down.
This is a big deal. Sneaky never played this in the summer at all. So he has not played this at a pro level in a tournament match for a very long time.
Right. Whenever we do say these things, obviously these guys practice as pros. Yeah, all the champions in solo queue. But yeah, it does add a lot of shoving potential for their lane as well. Graves, very easy to shove your lane with Buckshot, especially when it gets the extra AD from Janna shields early on. And that's a really good thing to do against Braum. Try and get him under the turret, try and get him pushed in.
Well, we'll see how this one works out, of course. It is Game 3 We are about to get it underway here. 1-1 all square if you've just joined us, and good morning Europe. If you've got up really early, then well done you guys in England. Of course, I know we started at 6 a.m. their time, and some crazy hour of the morning for the Americans. You guys at home, of course, been tuning in by the bucket loads throughout this world, and we've had some fantastic games throughout this world, so why not? This is a great best of 5, and I got a feeling, you know, this may well go all 5 games.
So I actually made a little prediction earlier on in the day for Cloud9 to win this game. I'm not going to reveal what exactly that prediction was because I'm a little bit scared of, you know, the repercussions. I'll reveal if they actually do win.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Of course, while this game is starting up, head over to Twitter. And don't forget to let us know who you think has the edge here. Use the hashtag SSB win or C9 win. And of course, don't forget to include at LOL Esports, and we'll keep track of your votes. So, game number 3. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in Busan, South Korea, in front of a home audience for Samsung Blue. Can they deliver to the home crowd, or will Cloud9 put another monkey wrench in their plans?
I don't know. I'm actually fairly worried what Meteos will be doing in the team fights in this setup here, because Braum and Maokai are very hard to play against as Kazakhs. You have to be sure you're getting a kill for a reset if you go in. Maokai's so good at peeling melee carries. Makes it very hard, and Meteos will probably be evolving his spike rack very early on to go more poke-oriented Kazakhs.
At the moment, Samsung Blue going for a big invade here. Going in numbers in towards this blue area. We'll see whether they give up anything, because you can see, of course, that Meteos is doing the same. He's got balls alongside him, so they've gone for a blue ward as well. So both teams, they've traded for the last 2 games, honestly.
Things going down.
Yeah, we'll see whether they catch him out. We do see Samsung Blue had vision of Cloud9. They know that they're around there, so they know it's a full-on trade. At the moment, we do see Sneakies in that bottom lane. Are we going to see a lane swap here for the first time from Samsung Blue?
Looks like they are going to at least get a ward down here. They are going to continue with that delayed. Nope.
Almost.
What a bait.
Almost. Seems like a full recall will be coming out of there. Just a quick kind of Graves fact here. We did see him all the way back in Taiwan in the group stage, where AHQ did play Garnet Devil, winning that game against Dark Passage. It actually was with the Graves. I saw the stats at the start. I'm like, I don't remember a Graves, but it was all the way back where it feels like a lifetime back now.
Never question the stat, guys, that's for sure. Cloud9,
Right, there's
they're on
the
the
delayed invade. Ha! Other side.
They're going to go head-to-head, it seems. Heart's ready and waiting. It's a face check from Lemonation. He gets locked up and taken down by Spirit. It's not done yet. Dane catches on Sneaky. There's the exhaust. Heart tries to lock him up, and they are running away. He's going to get stunned out. Sneaky goes down. It's a 2 for 0, and a tragic, tragic start for Cloud9.
So remember last game, at the beginning of the game, when you said to me, hey, Cloud9, they're late invading with their duo every single time, and that's a pattern somebody might be able to capitalize on.
Oh, no.
Blue did. Meteos now going to try and chase him off his blue, though.
They're going to try and catch on Heart. They're going to lock on towards him to slow us down, but Def comes around as well. Phosphorus Bomb reacts. Have they got enough damage? I don't think they can even take down the support, but they can when the support comes in. In comes Lemonation. In comes High. They gift him a kill, and they get one back.
Well, what a start to
No
game
buffs have
number
been
3.
taken yet, guys.
Yeah, they're still going to fight for this one. They're still going to move over to that red buff. And Meteos is like, well, we lost 2 guys here before, but we'll fight it back and we'll steal your red buff no matter what you say.
Now, this is a game where you really want to pay attention to the junglers, how they react to a weird, awkward start like this, because they are going to be a bit behind. You do get catch-up experience, though, updated constantly with the both buffs. So let's see here, though. He focuses down bottom.
Meteos, oh, he's spotted by the ward, but there was good zoning coming out from Sneaky and Lemonation down the bottom lane because, of course, Deft was on his own early. We'll see whether that pays out, whether it works, and whether we'll even get to look at it.
Well, Spirit continues to fight on that top side, and when I say fight, I mean have a fight with the Wraiths, which he'll obviously be taking away pretty easily. Meteos, in the meantime, did back away onto his own blue buff there at the start, but Dade, not finished, might try for a cheeky little shock blast here. Won't be enough, though, because Meteos has already smited that one down. so he will get his 2 buffs from the start. Same will happen for Spirit, but it'll just take him a little bit longer to finish off that blue.
Yep, because they know that they've exchanged the first buffs, then you just continue to jungle on the top or bottom side of the map, whichever ones your opponent did not start on. Spirit did the correct thing. Also taking away one of the camps, counter-jungling those wraiths a bit before he moves over to his top side, because he has no idea what Meteos has left him inside his own jungle.
So you can see, of course, Sneaky will have the bigger numbers. Deft was zoned out at the start, but he will be able to play catch-up here. I mean, this is a very long time since we've seen his matchup. Dade taking some damage from high. Sneaky on the Graves with Elimination on Janna. Janna, of course, coming into favor at Worlds, or just before it, if you were to obviously look towards Gorilla against a Jinx, I was about to say a Jinx for some reason, a Corki and a Braum. So who has the advantage in this head-to-head?
As we said, this is a pretty decent matchup here. Graves does want to try and buckshot through the minions and hit for harass at the same time to try and shove here. There we go. He does get a successful buckshot. Also able to dodge the Q there from Corki. A lot about skill shots this one.
Woo!
In comes a gank though. It sets it up pretty well with the exhaust.
I'm not sure they can finish this, but here comes Spirit from the back. He's landed the Q, but he went to Elimination. That means turret hits and a couple of auto attacks back as well. And it was a right in theory from Samsung Blue, but they couldn't quite do it in practice.
Meanwhile, Cloud9 has spent a lot of resources up top side to clear out that ward, and Lemon getting in trouble.
Lemon this time in trouble. Has got the Flash Ignite. We'll just try and bring them in. But, of course, that top lane, as you mentioned, Meteos and High, they were up there, but they got saw by the ward, and that's given Spirit the chance to go in, counter jungle, and steal away some of Meteos' wraiths.
And lay a lot of vision down there as well. Now, all Braum lanes, they do depend a lot on very aggressive moves like that. With the exhaust being down, that is going to open up some time for Cloud9, because the Flash from Heart was also used early on in that level 1. Sneaky, though, doesn't have any summoners left to himself. And Cloud9 have really decided to go with that strategy of trying to get their top lane Rumble ahead of the Maokai for that team fighting power. We've seen this quite often with the Rumble picks into Maokai, where a team focuses on getting that Rumble ahead for the team fight, but bottom revisit for Cloud.
Oh, very, very good from Elimination there. Howl and Gale knocks them up, waited for that Unbreakable to finish and catches him out. Sneaky is still taking burst damage though. Heart is going to back away, and this is all happening. And Meteos is simply not being called into action. He's being covered, he's been tracked. You can see ward coverage there. They're ping out his direction, so they know that he's nearby, so I expect Samsung Blue to step down. But look at Acorn, he's making moves on High.
High just barely backing off in time there. And also, Meteos, by the way, he did clear out that pink ward that Spirit left behind very early on, which is very important because that's not a bush you often check in your own jungle.
No, we saw that in group stages, funnily enough, that pink ward became pretty instrumental in a lot of things, as Dade going to be stunned up here by High, both of them level 6, which of course is going to mean a lot more for High at this stage, since he gets that big burst to come through if he can get Dade low enough if he wants to get involved in that. Both top laners are, of course, both level 6 as well, with a slight advantage in CS for Acorn over Balls, but still a lot to be decided on that top side of the map. Interestingly, a second Doran's Ring there for Acorn, so that'll slightly delay as we haven't seen Death here diving in on top of Sneaky. Heart getting up there as well, but Sneaky just saying, no, I'll just dodge out and you'll not be able to stun me.
Quite a beautiful sidestep there. He had very little distance to work with.
Holding on to that flash as well. Has gone back, gets himself the BF sword. That's what he wanted, that's what he was delaying for. Deft, of course, has already been back and got himself that phage, so we'll see how it works out for them. Elimination will get some ward control in that river area. As actually, Samsung Blue keep pushing up. They're going to get their own wards down. Heart going deep on this one. And actually, he's going to pull a ward down and spot it. Meteos ready. He's going to go for it. Heart's going to be the focus.
Oh, can they finish him though? Death came in as well. Meteos knew that 2 auto attacks would have stunned him up. Elimination comes around. The Howling Gale knocks off Death, but there's no follow through here from Cloud9.
Spirit going to try and make a play in the top lane as well, but that was pinged out. Balls spotted it early enough, has got the equalizer, so it's very dangerous to dive him now, and they're not going to risk it.
Balls has been doing a great job laning this entire series because he hasn't getting a lot of attention from the jungle. and he's been keeping himself safe, buying a lot of his own wards, and still staying up there in CS. Meanwhile, Spirit still on the top side. Spirit has placed a lot of wards inside this Cloud9 blue side jungle, trying to take control of it. But the bottom side of the map here, this matchup between Corki and Graves, is about 2 caster AD carries. And at level 6, Graves gets a huge bunch of bursts, whereas Corki gets a lot of poke damage and laning power. So right now, it could be explosive for Cloud9 if they bring down a mid laner or a jungle for a gank. Graves has a very, very explosive follow-up to it.
High unknowingly and unwittingly avoiding a gank there. He saw Spirit, he was stood on Wraith, ready and waiting, but the blue was up. So High was like, I'm just going to trot on over here. The fact that he was already at 3rd health. If he'd have stuck around in lane, I'm pretty sure we would have seen Spirit launching himself across with that Sonic Wave.
And it is something that Cloud9 are very good at when they know that they've ceded one side of the map to the other jungler. They really do a good job of working around it. You can see Meteos often tries to get his vision consolidated on the southern half of the map here, whereas they really treat this northern half as a dangerous area in sort of Samsung territory. Sneaky gets engaged on.
Could be a problem for him. Deft hitting level 6 here, so will he go through there? His Spirit TP gonna come down from Balls, and that sends Samsung Blue completely away from that bottom lane. They've surely just got to go Dragon now with that TP down.
That's also miscommunication because Lemon flashed away while Balls teleported in, and is gonna have to go back here. Really, really big summoner not going to be available for a crucial moment in the game. The Dragon fights at the 11-minute mark here. This is going to be really, really interesting how Cloud9 work around this. Balls canceled his back, and he's sticking down here. They may try and force Acorn's teleport down.
5 members are there. Sneaky sidesteps. Still, as you mentioned, Balls is there. They are giving up a hell of a lot in that top lane right now. High comes around. Dade's going to get caught. No, doesn't land the stun. He gets himself away. Exhaust on Sneaky. There's the equalizer. That's what they were waiting for. Quick Monsoon comes out. Can they get the kill, though? That's the question. Heart's going to get away from this one. One more hit. Balls goes in. Balls gets it. He's kicked straight back in towards the tower, though. He's taking too many tower hits. He has to get away. He gets counteracted. Acorn's in. He goes down. High comes in. Gets himself a kill. Acorn goes down. Dade can clean up, though. Cloud9 are all so low. One more shock blast. Can he land it? He's going to try and line it up. What a stun from High. That will save Cloud9. They won't get the Dragon, but they do get 2 kills.
That is just so smart from Cloud9, working around the teleport disadvantage. Sneaky and Lemon do a miraculous... He doesn't have his ult anymore because he used it on Deft. Okay, so Sneaky and Lemon did a miraculous job of baiting in that baiting in that bottom lane aggression for Balls, because if they hadn't been able to do that, they would have been in a really, really tough spot. All that being said, though, with Cloud9 coming out with the kills, we have seen so many times, even if you come out with the kills, everybody's low on health. Blue are able to take the objective after, so they come out ahead in gold. Very close exchange, though.
Such a tense match so far, and we saw as Dade came to that bottom lane, what just stripped the health bars with I think a 4 or 5 man at that point. Shock blast right into the middle of them. Signaled the retreat from Cloud9, or at least half of the retreat, as High nearly got caught by it underneath his own turret. Actually, they need to be careful here. Deft is going to be pushed. We've got Lemon Nation coming from the side. Mobility boots on the Zephyr will slow him down, but he couldn't get on the other side. Had no Monsoon to knock him back either way.
And really, Cloud9, they made the best of a bad situation. Like you said, the teleport was used early. Balls made it count. He's stuck around for a very long time losing experience in that bush, in which, of course, Acorn did make up for. Teleported down in the end, but he got himself a big chunk of farm while he was having a free reign in that top lane. We are still seeing, though, Cloud9 keeping the pressure on, and Meteos and High, they're looking for more. Dade's going to walk into a trap.
Oh, can he get him? He's right next to him.
There's the stun. Dade, though, has he got the damage? He does. High gets the kill. There is Spirit coming around the side. Gets the shutdown. Will get up onto the wall as well to get away. That would have been a lot cleaner if Meteos would have gone over the wall.
The few seconds that it cost them with Meteos not jumping in for the extra damage actually cost High his life, because they weren't able to finish off Dade in time.
Lemonation having to use his ultimate to save his life there. The Monsoon is now down. Deft's going to make across. Sneak is the target, but they're still bringing it down. Sneak has all damage. Can they trade it back? They can! going to get found out. He gets one more hit. One more shot should do it. The Zephyr, he doesn't want to steal it. The Unbreakable goes down. Meteor
Oh!
He comes in. Just about hangs on. Woo! This game is once again delivering in this best of 5.
Now, Cloud9's bottom lane made that even more exciting than it had to be by not initially just jumping on the Braum. All right, let's watch it from the beginning, though. As we said, the burst from Graves catches a lot of people off guard. He still has his ult this whole time during this exchange. Braum trying to get passive procs on both of them. Ends up hitting Sneaky, but the ult misses. Doesn't get the knock-up. And there's that burst that catch. Now, this is the point where I thought Sneaky played it a little bit passively. He walked a bit backwards instead of forwards, but Lemon breaks the shield. Then they go in for the kill, and Sneaky sticks around to fight these minions. He gets the level up with his buckshot and last auto attack. Woo! More exciting.
Oh, in trouble though. He's going to face shake right into Spirit there. There's the kick coming in, and well, the equalizer went down. Both still alive for the
Beautiful.
Spirit gets his rampage. 4-0-1 now.
Great play from Spirit. Down bottom, though, just a little invade with the duo, jungle and support, trying to get some ward coverage down. As we said, Cloud9, they see the top side of the map, and they try and control the bottom side. Replenish their ward coverage down there, and they collapse on Deft, not in time.
Yeah, Def gets away, gets himself the Triforce. It's an Infinity Edge for Sneaky as well, and may well be the advantage for Cloud9. Top turret goes down, trading towers, one apiece, and the gold is just 300 between them, but Cloud9, they are delivering, but Samsung Blue, we've seen how strong they can be once they get a roll on. And they are looking pretty confident right now. The jungle is very much in Cloud9's control, and they're still putting pressure on this tower.
Trying to bait them to step forward there. Another good Howling Gale over the top of the wall from Lemon Nation. No real opportunity. Actually, High looked like he was trying to come down, was pinged out, and there's a lot, as you said, deep wards here for Cloud9 to move around between bottom and middle.
And Cloud9, they're solo laners right now. To the next team fight that breaks out, they're going to bring quite a lot more because of the itemization choices. Rumble has hit your favorite point in the game, D-Man, where he's got both of those items for the flat penetration, whereas Maokai with the stacking Rod of Ages. And Jace does the same thing. He's still stacking his tier. Syndra has gone for the Morellonomicon, very early power spike. Everybody focusing on this mid lane. They're trying to make something happen.
Balls finds Spirit in the jungle, but High was building up to use his ultimate for so long there, and Dade, he's just wanted to catch him out constantly in that bush, in the side control. The rest of the team were waiting to pounce. They want to make a move on this middle turret. They all keep grouping there, but instead they're going to step away. Dade just keeps on clearing that wave after wave. High, once again, he's sneaking around the side. They're going to go for the stun. Is he going to land it? Dade backs away, but it could well be the turret. No, teleport from Acorn.
I got caught in the jungle.
Oh, he's surely dead. Spirit coming in. Sapling is down. Acorn down to the back. There is a big blast from down there as well. Can they chase here? The Q from Art doesn't land, and that basically means they can't follow through on kills. But can they get the tower?
Spirit able to catch out High there. That's why Blue wanted to re-engage. Great job. They pick up the kill, and they gain control of mid lane.
Very well worked there. Cloud9 though reacted. They didn't all dive in this time around, but had Def been there, that could have well have been cleanup duty, and Samsung Blue could have taken a lot more from it. Cloud9, they need to thank themselves. Lucky they only lost the tower for that one.
Well, let's have a look at the overall picture, something that we've not really looked at, 'cause it's been a crazy one so far. 7-6 in kills, a Cloud9 up 2,000 or even just 1,200 gold that separates the two teams as a whole. And obviously, the Dragon is coming up in 10. This is a big one for how this game is going to be shaping up in the next few minutes.
Well, Cloud9 need to get themselves together. They've been trying to make plays, but they have been countered by Samsung Blue, and now with the Dragon available.
The thing is, for Cloud9, they traded Teleport Summoner Spell, Teleport Advantage for that kill and for that mid turret. They're not really going to make use of it here with everybody just grouping up, but they will have Rumble there for the beginning of the fight. So if Blue group up and they catch him in a corridor, and remember about that line damage from Cloud9,
The Unbreakable goes down. Force is hard to wait. Remember, there's no tower in the bottom, but the rest of Samsung Blue do push down the mid lane, and Cloud9 are split up here. High is a long way away from this fight, so they need to regroup. They cannot approach this fight from the sides. They have to be as one.
I gotta think that Cloud9 should have made the call to make use of that teleport discrepancy, because they just lost out so much when Acorn teleported mid, and yet everybody right now, even ground, all just grouped up around Dragon. Vision and control by Blue right now as well, and they're starting up that Dragon.
Poke a little too strong for them there. Dade getting a good couple of shock blasts off. That Dragon is going down, smited away by Spirit.
Give it up.
Cloud9 can't get near it.
Blue just did such a great job of containing Cloud9 in their own jungle, wasting all of their time. They didn't have to trade anything for that Dragon. He's dead.
They got him. Oh,
He's alive.
blocked. He's going down. The red buff. The red buff. No, not quite catching him out there. Meteos is keeping him at bay, but they may even take the turret from this one. The Dragon and the turret, that is critical. And Samsung Blue making moves on Cloud9, who are just not reacting. They're lackluster right now.
The walk away burn, not enough from Lizard buff from Lee Sin. Or we didn't even have Lizard buff, it was his Lizard Elder. Now he's gonna have the Lizard buff though. They aren't done with just the Dragon. They invade the jungle. Blue with a pretty strong foothold now. If they keep up the vision on both sides of the jungle, they can continue to pull these invades.
Looking good for Samsung Blue. It's a 2,600 gold. Not exactly masses, and we've seen that, well, both of these teams, to be frank, can play from behind. The question is, will Cloud9 be allowed to here by Samsung Blue, who are just jumping on every opportunity that they get? And look at the bottom side of the map. It's full of blue wards at this point. Top side, not quite as much, but we're going to see a bit of a push there on that middle outer turret. That would help Cloud9 get some of that gold back.
Yeah, Blue jump on that defense though, everybody going up there, so they should be able to control it. Talking about the wards, actually, Cloud9, Lemon Nation in the group stages actually had the least wards placed per minute of all supports. And so the rest of Cloud9 kind of has to carry that burden and fill in the blank spots here. Right now, though, they have no vision to work with. Blue shove up mid, and they've got great position on this turret.
Yeah, the burst there, that is the tower gone, yeah. Absolutely, Cloud9, they're going to get caught out. They tried to flank, and instead the Glacial Fisher catches on high. Will he get caught out? Oh, Spirit catches him once again, but it kicks him to freedom. I can't believe it, Meteos. Oh, great exhaust around.
This is a perfect equalizer opportunity.
Equalizer, can they get it in the right spot? No, they get him down.
He already used it.
Yeah.
Meteos, Lemon Nation, Sneaky, the three that are left there on the side might be in trouble because Samsung Blue still got 5 men alive. Spirit, the one that's really low amongst them, but they're going to go and try and have a good go on this turret, and it's going to be down to half before they can say anything. Lemon Nation takes a shock blast, and Samsung Blue push their way through. They're going to take the inhib as well here, maybe? No, they back off. Oh!
Meteos drew them away. Is that enough? Here's a tower!
Oh, man!
Holy cow! Dade had some power behind those shock blasts.
I was worried in Champion Select for Blue that just Jace and Corki wouldn't be enough poke, but man, I will not doubt Dade's Jace any longer. Just the Jace and Corki are taking gigantic chunks out of Cloud9 health bars and providing plenty of poke for them to push onto objectives.
And back to your point about warding here, the fact that Lemon Nation had placed in group stage less wards than anyone else, any other supports, makes it even harder this time around. With Spirit being on Lee Sin, he's got that sight stone as well, which means more wards all around for Samsung Blue. High, trying to get the tower, managed to get the stun onto Heart, but doesn't quite get the damage to pick up Cloud9's second tower of the game. That gold lead just getting larger right now, swinging for Samsung Blue. Let's have a look at that one again. It was the bomb followed by the shock blast combo.
So yeah, Corki and Jace, the Rockets plus Shock Blast. Whew. And that, he wasn't even that low. He was about half life when the first rocket hit.
Oh, Hard caught out. Has he gone too deep? He's got the support, the buddy system in full effect. Dade comes out. That Shock Blast reacts. Balls completely punished for that one. So all of the work that Cloud9 did in this bottom lane completely undone in a matter of minutes. And Sneaky, if he doesn't back away now, may well be baited into this one thinking he's got Meteos in support, but Samsung Blue, they're collapsing and they're coming from every angle. Meteos can just leap away from this one. And I think C9 have to back up. Dade's going around the side. It's a 4 versus 2 in the bottom, and they have to give it up.
Now, yeah, they are going to have to give it up. They don't have much vision either to work with, but look at this Brutalizer here on Corki. That's a fairly rare build, going for flat armor penetration. Now, cooldown reduction is definitely good for him. Definitely helps out with his ulti as well. Not only stacking up quicker, but also the animation with it. It comes back to Deft and his love of these skill shot AD carries and his ability to squeeze out every last bit of damage from them, weaving in auto attacks and spells.
This has so far been a comedy of errors. Spirit going to take the blast. High is moving in there. The equalizer goes down. They're going for Dade. He will be shut down by High. Can they keep this going though? Big tanky Acorn right in the middle of them. Good ultimate out of heart as well. But there's damage is just not there. Balls gets turned around on. And I think now they're going to keep going. Late Monsoon from Lemon Nation as he flashes away. Where are the rockets going to come from? Depth. High's going to go down. There's another one. Clean up. He's going to keep going as well. Good knock-up out of Elimination. And Elimination will go down. It's 5-for-1. It's an ace for Samsung Blue.
Such a clean team fight for Blue. The re-engage there, Deft on the other side of the wall, throwing rockets until he had the sure kill to flash up. And Spirit has hit almost every Q I've seen him throw out on that Lee Sin. The micro from these guys, the skill shots has been ridiculous all game long, all series long.
I mean, fantastic. Let's take another look.
So they get trapped, and they take out the main source of poke, Dade, really early on. Teleport comes in as two members jump over the wall. So that was miscommunication for Blue there. Deft and Heart down there on the bottom didn't do much for that until they bait in Cloud9. Then the huge rocket, the re-engage from Acorn, allows Deft to flash up aggressively and continue the chase. And then Spirit and Acorn both with the re-engage here. Flash, twisted advance. Ridiculous. One more rocket kill, and as we know, Spirit lands the Q.
Flash you at that.
Oh, Flash Sonic Wave. Dragon picked up big advantages. All going Samsung Blue's way right now. And all three Dragons their way. It's kind of similar to what they tried in game one, but they've just tweaked it a little bit. They're like, we want the Jason there, we got the Corki, we got a bit of poke, we can keep it going, but let's just adjust a little bit. And that's the thing. Samsung Blue, pretty much all Korean teams, they're so used to playing best of fives. They're so used to adapting. And Cloud9, they need to be looking at this game. And now it's looking like it may well be over for them. They need to start thinking, how will we change things for game 4?
This Corki Brutalizer has turned into the Black Cleaver, so not only does he shred with his minigun armor, but he's also going to be shredding percentage damage with his Black Cleaver. So he's opening up so much penetration for him and Dade, as well as Spirit. So I guess it's all coming to fruition right now.
And Magic Pen boots as well, just to, add a bit of Magic Pen for the mixed damage as well. Looking good for Deft and Samsung Blue. That turret is not going to last long. One last shield from Lemon Nation, but it will be falling. Samsung Blue completely zoning them out there, and that means mid lane and bottom lane has nothing left outside of the base. Well, mid lane doesn't even have an inhibitor turret left standing on it. It's a big lead that's opened up for Samsung Blue. 10,500 gold in their favor. Makes it hard for Cloud9 to even be thinking about getting involved in fights.
Still just the opening kill that Spirit wasn't involved with so far. He's had his hand in everything so far outside of that. Maybe, just maybe, proving why Lee Sin locked in first, of course. Why it's been banned a couple of times. Late transmission from Hart. He thought he had it.
He had a ward in that bush.
He had a ward in that bush.
So I think he warded at the same time.
Yeah,
the
maybe, yeah. We're giving the benefit of the doubt on that one.
If you're going to place the ward, then you usually wait to see what the ward sees first before pulling that trigger.
Is there? Ha! Got him. No, wait a minute. Cloud9 grouping, 5 members. They want to push down mid. While this is happening, Def was going along the top line. They may, just may, get themselves their first tower in the game. But again, the stun lands on Acorn. If they throw everything towards him, he is a gigantic tanky target. Deft is just taking another inner turret, an outer for an inner. Not really sure, and they may still collapse here. Samsung Blue looking to make a play. They're going for Dade.
Can they get a hold of him? He flashes away from that one. The Zephyr comes in from Lemon
Oh,
Nation.
wow, they've got
They need a lot more, though. The
Oh, man!
will take down Lemon Nation. Balls is running. Sneaky's running. Spirit all over him as he kicks him into the wall. Will basically solo him off. He's still alive there. Getting the regen through me. Hard. He's going to go down. High will go afterwards, though. And right now, it's a 3-for-1. Spirit's still up. Will he follow through? The slow will stop him. But Def, this entire time, that was a 5 versus 4. Def takes down the init turret.
Yeah, Blue just dismantled them in that team fight.
Def's on the hunt. He comes around. Valkyrie! Lands it perfectly. Square on the chin. And now Balls. He's got Spirit chasing him. Def comes in for a full-on hit. And he gets himself to double.
Man.
They're taking the Baron. Samsung Blue are just doing what the hell they like right now.
Deft, don't play Tristana anymore. Just keep playing these skill shot AD carries. My goodness, that was ridiculous. Blue obviously have complete control of this game, and they are not looking to let this go back in Cloud9's favor. Baron going to be picked up off of the back of that one. The base is exposed. They should be able to buy and run straight towards inhibitors.
Looking like a Game 3 victory. Let's watch that one again. Dade flashing away, and they just ran straight in and went too far.
So right now they had to commit everything to this. They already used the Rumble ultimate. It's a 4 versus 5, and they're out of position, so they're slowly losing ground up top. So they have to just commit all into it, and then they get spread out inside the jungle. Dade pulled that great move with Hart, where Hart put up the shield, and he was able to fire from the back of it, taking out everybody in the back line. Even Meteos can't find a kill on an isolated Jace.
Oh, this is risky. They're just going to try and run in, but instead it's leaving their mid lane completely exposed. There's no turrets there. So Samsung Blue just run straight up for free. Right now, unanswered, and Cloud9, they're just about getting a bit back in time. High will be there, but I don't think he can do a lot to hold Samsung Blue's assault on this inhibitor.
Yeah, Deft is level 16 now, highest level in the game. He's got his max ultimate, and he has plenty of damage. He's got a Leandri's Torment, is what he's got.
Yep.
Those missiles hurt, Joe.
Told you. The penetration build, man.
He's got all kinds of penetration.
Look at High, he's going to try and flank around the side.
Holy.
This is a last-ditch effort, I think, from Cloud9 to keep them off the Nexus turrets. There's the equalizer going down. High moves in. Can he land the stun in the right target? But Hardy's there. Blocks him off completely. Dev takes down the turret. Meteos gets locked up. Phosphorus bombs come through. They turn back onto High. High focus. He tries to flash away to safety of his turret. They land the stun on Danny, but there's no follow-up. The ult is pulled, but there's just no follow-up from Cloud9, and that surely will be Samsung Blue to close out the match.
Well, they're going to get back onto the fountain, do a bit of healing here. But Acorn, I think, even with a third of his HP, can hold them off here. Second Nexus turret is going to fall. Oops, a little bit deep for Acorn. He gets finished off by the laser, but the Nexus goes down, and Samsung Blue take the lead.
Solid victory this time round. Despite the great start, honestly, they worked it. Of course, they went 2 kills down from level 1 play. They managed to get one back, and it was starting to work in their favor down that bottom lane. But again, some great tactical plays from Samsung Blue, catching people out at the right time. And once Dade and Def ramped themselves up with the damage, with the help of Spirit landing every single Sonic wave he threw out, it all went well for them. You've got to look back. The turning point possibly could have been that teleport from Balls. When they tried to make that play, it backfired. They got a little something from it. But again, the Dragon went Samsung Blue way. The tower went their way, and it all started to tumble from there.
Yeah, that early game, so fragile. Because once Jace started to get ahead, man, Dade's poke was on point. And it goes without saying that Def's was. The Corky missiles, he had so many levels that his missiles were doing tremendous amount of damage that he even put all of his money into these awkward items just because he could.
You call them awkward, but if Def's building them in the semi-final, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself there. In the quarterfinal of the 2014 World Championships, then maybe we're the crazy ones for not following him. Either way, it puts Samsung Blue now on game point, on match point, on semi-final point. Cloud9 have to win 2 in a row. I mean, they won game number 1, but we've seen time and time again that the difference in best of 5s is how you adapt.
Yeah, exactly. And Blue here, they're looking straight at their sister team. They want to get out of quarters as quickly as possible because, you know, for the same reason that White were saying in the interview they don't want to face Blue in semis, Blue are like, yeah, one more time.
We can reach the finals. We'll see, of course. There's a long way ahead of themselves. There's another game to go here. The question is, can Cloud9 claw their way back into it? For now, though, we're going to head over towards our experts on the analyst desk to hear more about that match.
Thank you very much, T-Man, and the guys at the desk. First and foremost, that is Ball's first competitive loss on Rumble. 16-0 going in, now 16-1 at the hands of Samsung Blue. All of you guys predicted a 3-1 in favor of Samsung Blue. It's looking like that's going to be likely. And something that we actually haven't mentioned just yet was Faker himself, actually in an interview on stream rather, said he felt Cloud9 could win this matchup, just as an aside. Let's immediately jump into this one. Let's talk picks and bans. Dade pulling out the Jace once more. Monty, maybe start us off talking about the pick and how the adaptation came in for Samsung Blue.
Yeah, obviously Yasuo is going to be a better pick here, but it was banned out. And I'm not sure why Dade keeps playing Jace into Syndra. I do think it's a little bit risky, and I'm not as impressed with his Jace as I am with Pawns.
However, I do like the how well-rounded this poke composition is. The weaknesses they had earlier was too much poke or a 4-1 like split push poke composition. But this time they have the Ramen and Maokai.
The other thing that was wrong with it was they were kind of waiting for the Tristana to scale up. But yes, you do have an earlier power spike with the Corki and the Jace, and you can still, you know, you can block a lot of the damage coming in with Braum.
Yeah, and that's really the thing with Samsung Blue here. They fixed all the mistakes from game one. Spirit, I think, by the way, basically carried this game by getting them, you know, to a good spot early on, and then if Samsung Blue are at least equal 18 minutes in, which traditionally they aren't even, you get them gold parity and they explode people. Dade, I like the Jace just because you can call him Gordon Freeman. He brought people to half-life every single time he threw a Q out. It worked.
I'll give you that one.
And I really like Deft on Corki. I feel like it's his champion. Last time I saw him play Corki was against LMQ, where he just absolutely dominated them. It has the mobility he needs for when he's out of position, and he's so good at landing those missiles.
But aside from picks and bans, what struck me is their adaptation in terms of level 1 play, and I think we have a replay ready of that. What I want you guys to do is remind yourself of game 1. Cloud9, they did the adaptation first because they realized they had no vision on the left side of the map. Therefore, they realized they had to invade red buff, and they caught Samsung Blue off guard. However, Blue learned from that from game 1. They did the same thing, cut out the vision on the left side, nothing there. But they were waiting for Cloud9. So if you run the clip right now, we see Lemonation comes in, doesn't find anybody there, so he thinks he's safe.
Tracks.
No more wars, and yeah, they already pulled the buff because they think it's so safe, and Lemon just face check dies. And this is where I think Heart's Braum skills really show off. You know, you got Dade coming in, the exhaust comes up, flash for the auto proc, and then the max range Q right here, slow that down, and the follow up on Sneaky. And that's 2 kills, a failed invade. Of course, later Cloud9 would be very, very persistent in getting that red buff anyways, but really good adaptation in terms of level 1 play and just overall play from Samsung Blue.
Yeah, you have to really give it to Cloud9, though. I mean, I think that what we didn't see there was the follow-up, and their continued aggression really worked well in their favor.
I was surprised.
I was surprised, too, but it was ballsy, and it worked.
Yep.
I'm going to summarize the next 10 minutes very simply. We got into those head-to-head lanes. It felt like Cloud9 and Samsung Blue were sort of trading toe for toe for most of it. Let's jump up to the second replay fairly quickly on because it was incredibly chaotic. Absolutely everybody got involved in this particular fight as people start jumping into the lane. So roll the clip out, and you know, this is following a Ball's teleport that was really not very effective. Double Lift, maybe talk us through some of the plays, misplays, and what you liked about this fight.
Yeah, sure. So this fight is just all over the place. Dade has to blow flash right off the bat, but when they see 2 people on their raids, Samsung Blue knows it's time to go in. They know this is a 4v3 situation because we have teleport. Actually, wait, they don't teleport in. I'm an idiot. They just actually end up disengaging.
No, this was a good bait.
Oh, this is something else.
Yeah, this
Holy crap, I'm so dumb.
So
yeah,
I'll say what happened. Basically, Sneaky and Elimination baited in because they had Balls following up. Balls blows the equalizer, but then C9 chases. And because High roams a lot quicker here, beautiful max range stun double, and then flashes in. But here comes Dade.
I remember what happens now. Dade could have got a quadra kill here. Oh my god, he's such a baby, dude. Why did he back off? That was a quad kill.
Because he's in
I was screaming it
quarterfinals
right
at
then.
Worlds. Yeah.
Well, the thing is as well, though, is it was interesting. Samsung Blue just didn't expect the fact that Rumble still hadn't recalled. Like, Cloud9 tried so desperately to make a play, and you haven't seen him walk back yet. You know he has to walk back to lane. Acor's getting free damage to the turret. Like, you have this guaranteed top lane advantage that you can teleport with later once Rumble finally does show up top lane. It was definitely impatient by Samsung Blue.
I definitely want to reiterate that point. I feel in the last 3 games, Balls has definitely shown inferior teleport usage when dealing with Samsung Blue in contrast to Acorn. And for the second game in a row, Cloud9 have had sort of mechanical mistakes, maybe some decision errors. As the game progressed from there, Samsung Blue got more and more control. Was it Cloud9 making mistakes or Samsung Blue making the right plays?
So Samsung Blue, I have to give them, first of all, massive props. They are playing so damn well after 18 minutes, especially Spirit. He carried that game. I firmly believe that. Lemon, I think, has actually done the most falling since game 1. Hit every buy in game 1, missed every buy in game 2, didn't like his Johnny here in game 3. He would never full channel an ulti to heal his team. He would just knock people back. He'd be like, 400 health. Don't need that.
You pointed this out in Champs like during the game as well. Apparently, Lemon maxed W second.
Right. No, first. He maxed W first. 1 point shield.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No, me either. With Graves, you one-shot people at level 7.
Janna's actually a lane counter to Braum, which is why, well, it's one of the reasons why Deft and Hart got crushed so hard. They actually just got outplayed straight up, but Janna has a great matchup. I don't know why in the world he would max W first on Janna. He should be maxing E. That shield is just too strong.
Sure, in lane, but if we look at the champions that they picked, Braum against Graves, Braum against Syndra, these are champions that, you know, that wall does really, really well against once you get into team fights.
Let's pull up a replay here that I specifically want to throw to Monte Cristo regarding a trade at the 20-minute mark. Roll the clip out and you'll see Sneaky's going to take a ton of poke just by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And when Samsung Blue catch Cloud9 out of position, they really punish them for their mistakes.
Well, I mean, just look at the rocket and the shock blast hitting at the same time right there. Then Hart's going to come in. There's a max range ult kind of hitting high at the tail end of it. There's going to be a good equalizer that's coming in here right there on the left-hand side, and High gets kicked away out of the wall. Now, they take a lot of the equalizer damage. You'll notice they group up in the Maokai ult, so they'll take a little bit.
Spirit's just dancing, dude. And High just got caught out of position, so he didn't really get to do anything. He got his ulti off on his Spirit, but just died.
The thing is like Monty said, he approached them from the flank, which is good with Syndra, but you can't get through that Braum shield. Braum shield blocks so much of Cloud9's composition. And to go back on the laning point, I think Deft and Hart need to work on their 2v2 laning communication, because there are ways to exploit that Braum matchup even more. But it seems like it doesn't even matter, because Deft can come out of lane with such a big deficit and then just rock our world. Those missiles, I don't think he missed a single one post-laning phase.
He's one of the best Corkers I've like literally ever seen in 5 years of League of Legends. And Cloud9, to me, they look way less coordinated in team fights. You saw that battle. Sneaky gets chunked, and High and Sneaky still chase for about 3 seconds before realizing, oh, we can't fight this battle anymore, got cut afterwards. I think back to the very first replay in game 1, and again, High was by himself in that brush with no vision, gets caught. Thankfully, they had a 10,000 gold lead, but any much of a closer game, that was a game throw right there by C9. Their team fighting is not as sharp as Samsung Blue.
Definitely not working out this time round. Just as an aside, Lee Sin and Kha'Zix. Lee Sin's been picked 31 times in the World Championship so far, Kha'Zix 42. They both featured in their previous matchup. I feel like junglers have been fairly impactful this series. We're going to move on to the next game. We'll see what they're going to get their hands on as we do take a short break. We'll be back in those 3.5 as we talked about. Game 4 of the series, the 2014 World Championship continues here in Busan, South Korea. Don't miss it.
He gets counteracted. Acorn's in. Oh, he goes down. High comes in. Gets himself a kill. Acorn goes down. The Monsoon is now down. Death's going to make a drop. Sneak is the target, but they're still putting him down. Sneak and goal. Damage. Can they trade it back? They can.
럼블부터 조심해.
He's going to keep going as well. Good knock from part of London.